not all cryptocurrencies are created equal. Like I just said, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. There's only going to ever be 21 million of them. Almost every other cryptocurrency has an unlimited supply. So in terms of its inflation, there's no difference between those other cryptocurrencies and something like the US dollar.
So what are the differences? Because there are thousands and thousands. And to my brother here, Mr. Rashad's point, he said, I don't trust Bitcoin. And so that's the concept out there. And I think because there's so many of it out there, what's the difference between Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Like Dogecoin had its time to shine, and now Ethereum. What are the differences between these coins?
Yeah, Rashad, I'm right there with you. I didn't trust Bitcoin for a long time. I was telling Marcus off air that's how I started studying Bitcoin and macroeconomics and monetary policy, was because I had some friends that were into Bitcoin, and I was trying to tell them how dumb they were for getting into it. This person that just asked this question here, I mean, Rashad, I don't trust Bitcoin. That leads in perfectly to what Marcus is asking here, about why Bitcoin is valuable versus other cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin. So to speak to the other 18,000 cryptocurrencies, not all cryptocurrencies are created equal. Like I just said, Bitcoin has a fixed supply. There's only going to ever be 21 million of them. Almost every other cryptocurrency has an unlimited supply. So in terms of its inflation, there's no difference between those other cryptocurrencies and something like the US dollar. At least the US dollar has utility in the fact that you can pay your taxes with it and you can go to the store and spend it. With Dogecoin and a lot of these other cryptocurrencies, there's really no use case. They're trying to be a currency, but they're not stable enough to be a currency. They're not fixed in supply. And so I would say Bitcoin isn't able to act as a currency right now because it's still volatile in terms of price. I think it's actually more like a digital gold. So if you wanted to store your value in Bitcoin over a long period of time, then it's shown in a tremendous amount, a tremendous ability to hold value over time and actually increase value. If you held it for the last 10 years, you would get something like 14 million% increase on your Bitcoin holdings. There's no person that's held Bitcoin for 4 years or more that's lost value. It's always appreciated over 4-year cycles. So if you're looking to go out and buy Bitcoin today and then sell it tomorrow, that's like gambling. There's no difference to that. And other cryptocurrencies are similar in that regard. You asked specifically about a cryptocurrency like Ethereum. Ethereum has a specific use case. And the way I would define the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum would be if, go back to your, think about your iPhone. You have Apple Pay. So if you want to go buy something, you have Apple Pay that's like a payment system, and that's kind of like Bitcoin. And then you have the App Store. So if you want to download Netflix or you want to download Uber or something like that, you want to download an app, you need an App Store. That's what Ethereum is. Ethereum's kind of like the decentralized app store. It uses these things called smart contracts to make decentralized applications. And so you think, what is a decentralized application? Well, there's people developing things like a decentralized Uber. Imagine, what does Uber do? Uber, we said earlier in the show, we said what a blockchain does is it removes middlemen from transactions. And so Uber, the company, is just another middleman, right? They provide a great service. They have a great app, but it takes people that have a car and it pairs them with people that need a ride. And so there's a middleman to pair that transaction. That's great. But we can do that with the blockchain. And so you can build a decentralized application on top of Ethereum that gets people that have a car and people that need a ride, and there's no middleman. So the person providing the ride can actually profit because Uber takes about 25% of a cut out of every ride. And so the person that has the car, they could charge, say, 15% more than they normally get. And the rider would get a 10% rate reduction, and everybody's happy, right? The driver's making a higher profit, the rider's getting a lower fee. And so what happens when you get a higher profit margin and you get to reduce your price? Your demand goes through the roof. So I think that companies like Uber, companies around the world that are essentially middlemen in transactions, are going to start to be displaced over the next 5 to 10 years. They're going to be displaced by decentralized applications. And so specifically speaking to Ethereum or Cardano or some of these other smart contract platforms, they do have a utility. So where I don't believe Dogecoin is in that category, it's hard to articulate the use case for Dogecoin. There are other cryptocurrencies that do have a specific use case, like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, like Cardano, and a few of those other ones. And that's something that I do break down in my book, are crypto asset classes. In the same way that I was just talking to Marcus about this, in the same way that if you're investing in traditional stocks, Facebook and Coca-Cola are two different companies. One's a tech company and one's an old blue chip, dependable company like Coca-Cola. It's been around for over 100 years. You treat those as different investments within your portfolio. The same thing is true with cryptocurrencies. And I have a whole chapter devoted to that, talking about the difference between cryptocurrencies that are trying to be money like Bitcoin, or cryptocurrencies that are decentralized applications, or Oracle protocols, or NFT protocols. There's several different baskets of digital assets within cryptocurrency. And that's where it takes some effort on the side of the investor to research and understand what they're investing in. So I think a great place to start is with Bitcoin. It's really easy to wrap one's head around what digital gold is. And so, yeah, I think Bitcoin's a good starting place. But yes, there is room in the portfolio for several other assets.
Love it, love it, love it. Woo! That was a mouthful. That was a lot to digest. Oh my gosh, like my head is spinning because I'm trying to think. Like again, it's a lot. It's like, what do you say, 18,000 different types of coins. You just gotta do your research. But a great place to start is his book. Get a copy, Bitcoin Evangelism, and you can get that on his website. You gotta get your copy today.